Good News Friday is following not so great news Thursday. And of course, with the PCE numbers coming out today, probably almost anyone could have predicted the result of such a good report on the PCE. So if you weren't paying attention any time earlier today, the PCE came in much better than expected. So inflation is no longer going to be an issue, at least until the CPIs and PCE next month. But I think it's over as an issue. That's certainly true. Inflation is also showing the same thing. That would also mean that the Fed is not going to raise the rates anymore. That's a prediction. Obviously, they might, but it doesn't look like they're going to. And certainly the street doesn't believe they're going to. And the street has moved on. I said this 2 weeks ago. I continue to say it. The street has moved on. They're not interested in what the Fed's going to do. The Fed has done what it's going to do. They believe inflation is under control. And until they see some kind of evidence to the contrary, all eyes are going to be on how is the economy doing. And certainly that is good news to me. So Good News Friday. This is Randy Kirk. If you like the Good News Friday show, hit like, hit subscribe, hit notify. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to have Larry Goldberg on, and we're going to go over some things that I just don't have time to do tonight. And besides where I want to have Larry in the room, I want to have Larry to feed back and forth with some of the things that did take place that were important. And then with regard to the whole effort that I've had going on for Patreon, I want to just thank everybody. Last time I checked, we're at 94 or 95. I can't remember right now which, but one or the other. And so we're only 5 away. It's Friday night, so we've got all day Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to get to 100. I think we're going to make it. So anyway, but I need a few more folks to step up. If this is worth $5 a month to you, even if it's not, even if you just want to check it out, just you get 7 days for free. Go look in the information below in the description and get the link and go up and sign up. I would appreciate it greatly. Okay, so the Biden administration is increasing, or well, they're putting out its proposal. I don't think this is a final decision yet, increasing the mileage requirement for ICE vehicles by a lot. Okay. But the goal is unlike the past. This new goal has nothing to do with ICE vehicles using less gas. No, this is about putting the ICE vehicles completely out of business. The requirements are so steep and so onerous that it's obvious what they're trying to do. I don't know if this will get through or not. Their fans and the unions, their fans even with the automotive companies are not going to be happy with these new numbers at all. So it's a great thing for those of us who desire a future that is 100% BEV. It's a great thing for those of us probably who own Tesla stock, but it's wrong-headed as a government intervention into the economy. Leave it alone. We don't need this. We don't need precedents of this kind of government interference in the economy. The market is working it out just fine, and it will take care of it. You don't need to be heavy-handed. All right. Well, that's as far as I'm going to go with that. Speaking of debates, I listened to a debate today with two highly experienced and trained autonomous driving experts. Now, one of them had lots of experience with Waymo. The other had lots of experience with Cruise. They both surprisingly think that Tesla has very little chance of succeeding with vision only. Both of them give other approaches a chance of but both of them think that other approaches have very little chance of economic viability for a replacement for taxis anytime soon. Do you hear that? They might think that Waymo and Cruise are doing better in terms of autonomy, but neither one of them thought it's going to be successful commercially anytime soon. You could go watch. I'll try to remember to put the URL down below in the information. You might want to look at the debate yourself. I found it to be interesting, but not that great. Okay, even though these are really good guys that are really, really well trained. They, of course, did not have the benefit of having seen the Google press release today, where Google now says they can train a robot using vision only and internet images and video only. Now, some that watched my video earlier today, which if you didn't see that video earlier today, you need to watch it. I will put a card up later. You want to see that video because that was the biggest news of the week. I'm sorry, can I say that again? The biggest news of this week was Google saying that they can now train robots using vision only and training them on YouTube videos and YouTube images only, no real world experience. Okay, this is huge. They have no plans to. They said they have no plans to get into robotics. They didn't say whether or not they have any plans to use this in terms of what they're doing in self-driving, but this was massively important news. Why is it important? Because it's confirmation of Tesla's correct approach, which these two guys are poo-pooing and saying it can't be done. Well, now they got the battle not just with the richest man in the world and probably the biggest, not probably, did I say probably, the biggest genius of our time, but they're also now they're also claiming that Google is not doing what they say they can do. Again, they didn't see this news release. So this is the perfect rebuttal to their debate today. Most such folks have a stake in Waymo or Cruise, or they dislike Tesla, and then they have the same opinion as these two gentlemen above, that Tesla cannot get it done. Well, that's why this is such big news. I can't emphasize this enough. I don't know if anybody else is talking about it. I just listened to my buddy on Electrified, Dylan Loomis. He didn't say anything about it at all. This is being missed. This is the kind of reasons why you listen to this channel. That was the biggest news of the week by a lot. Tell me in the comments if you think I'm wrong, or let me know that you think I'm right. It is huge. Okay, the stock market was going on. The stock market was jubilant about the PCE report from this morning, as was I, and the market was nicely up. Tesla was also nicely up with its normal delta, about double the NASDAQ. I bought more ARK today, ARKK today. I didn't even buy the leaps. I bought the actual ETFs. Don't know if you are interested in ARK. I think ARK is an amazing company, and so I bought it. I didn't buy a lot, just a little bit, and this is not investment advice. But I like Kathy. Okay, barring some crazy, unexpected development, the Fed is done raising, just said that earlier. I'll be interested to hear what Kathy says next Friday about my thesis that oil, gasoline, and some food and beverage items are still too hot, and that this could be a problem in terms of getting under 2% or even getting to 2% or even being a secondary beginning of inflation again next year. I'm going to guess that what she's going to say is what she has been saying. No, the other things that are happening in terms of technology are so deflationary that even those little inflationary issues are not going to cause new inflation. Moreover, we have way more chance of good deflation taking place. And also, I'm going to guess she's going to think we have a pretty good chance of bad deflation taking place, which, by the way, I kind of agree with her. Okay. Next week, the world will be focused on the jobs report at the end of next week, but not as much as they have been in the past. As I mentioned, investors, the stock market, everybody is now looking past the jobs. They're looking past the inflation. What are they interested in now? They want to know that the economy is good and that their individual companies that they're working with are doing well. The reporting so far, all this week, all the reporting that's come in so far this month, actually, I think I read the stat that it's 81% are beats, which is a good normal stat. That's about what you are hoping for. And so that would tell me that the second leg of the bull is intact and will continue. Now, does that mean we won't have any corrections? Yeah, we're going to have corrections. It's not going to be straight up. There will be corrections, just like yesterday's correction, all in one day. But there'll be bigger corrections. There'll be dips that'll take days or weeks. And I'm not prepared to even begin to tell you when that's going to happen. I don't know, but they will happen. So anyway, you should also check out Electrified's video today. He's taking a look at a huge battery system that's going in Australia, massive battery. And it's probably going to be all Tesla batteries. He didn't say that, but this company has used Tesla before. It will be a huge amount of business. But what he's really trying to show is the massive nature of this business and how most people are not getting it. that probably Tesla will be at $100 billion in revenue in the energy storage business within 3 years. By 2026, they'll be at least at $100 billion. That puts them, that section, that part of the company in the stratosphere in terms of all companies that exist. There's just not that many $100 billion companies. That's about where Tesla is now. All right, I'll put that in the link in the description below. I'll put that link as well. And then once again, let me refer you back to my video earlier today. I'll put a card above for that. And then Larry Goldberg and I will cover the X Spaces today with Elon and Vivek Ramaswamy, who's running for president on the Republican ticket. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I think that I saw Larry was in there and was watching it. I'm guessing he did watch the whole thing. I don't think there was any real news made, but I think that possibly Larry and I will talk about that tomorrow. We'll also dig deeper into any news that I might have missed today. I ran out of time because I was working on so many different aspects of these videos today. I think there's probably news that I didn't get to. And we'll cover that tomorrow as well. I'm going to try to come out with that at about 8:30 California time is about when I think we'll publish that. So therefore, that's about all I got right now. Let's look at liking it, subscribing, hitting notify so you don't miss Larry and I tomorrow morning. And then, of course, we just got 5 more folks to go to hit our 100 on Patreon. So look for that information below. Click on that, go to Patreon, sign up for 7 days for free. I appreciate everybody so much for what you've been doing on the Patreon. That's all I got. And therefore, it is time to say it's been great talking.